Kindly be seated. I invite Dr. Ravi Kumar, coordinator of BCom CA Shift 1, to briefly introduce the keynote speaker for the morning session.
Pleasant greetings to one and all in blended mode. In absence of most respected principal sir, our beloved Bursar and head of our department, Professor Nyandraj sir, respected organizing secretary, Professor Siba ma'am, and my dear colleagues and the participants. I thank and greet you all. I am very proud to introduce the keynote speaker, Professor Satya Narayana Pratyam of this technical session. Satya Narayana Pratyam is a professor of strategic management in Carleton College of Business, University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth. Professor Satya was not new to our department and our campus. In July 2018, Professor addressed the students here. Professor Satya has expertise in strategic management and policy form and strategic management courses in the field of management. His research focuses on cognitive, affective conflict, and interpersonal trust in strategic decision-making process. His research has been published in the Journal of Management, International Journal of Conflict Management, Management Research Review, Journal of Business Research, Journal of World Business, Journal of Strategic Marketing, Journal of Marketing Theory and Practice, International Journal of Knowledge Management, Journal of Strategy Management, FIIB Business Review, Journal of Advances in Management Research, Chinese Management Studies, Computers in Human Behavior, Journal of Spirituality, Religion and Management, Asia Pacific Journal of Management Research and Innovation, Journal of Knowledge Management, Global Business Review, Tourism and Hospitality Research, and Leadership and Organizational Development Journal. Apart from this, Professor Satya was a very nice human with a lot of potentials. He is a master of versatile. At any time, he will speak with more information regarding various religions and the history of various temples all over India. He also plays some musical instruments. He is a man of humor. When I met Sir as a resource person in an international conference at Pondicherry University, without any prior plan or any prior appointment, immediately I brought Sir here. In fact, when we reached our international hostel, many legends from Commerce fraternity were waiting. Then only I know the person who he was. From that day onwards, I have touch with those. The reason behind is Sir valued many theses as a foreign examiner in both commerce and in management. They praised the Professor Satya as very simple and honest person without any expectations. Sir sends the report within the reasonable time. That creates many mentees in the field of commerce and management. Make hay while the sun shines. Now I am glad to invite Professor Satya to address here. Thank you one and all in both traditional as well as virtual mode. Thank you, sir. So over to you, Professor.
So good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning. Oh, wonderful, what a wonderful gathering. I think last time when I visited the campus 2-3 years back, Professor Ravi Kumar has mentioned, I met so many students that time, and then I had a presentation there at that time. I'm saying good morning to you. This is night for us. It's 11 o'clock, 11:10, midnight almost. I'm getting some hoarseness in the voice. Please excuse me, okay? There's some problem, and still I'm managing to deal with it. What a glorious introduction by Professor Ravi Kumar. I am not that great. I'm a very simple man. My knowledge is very, very limited. And I'm not expert, as people say, but I evaluated some thesis, PhD thesis. I completed around 450 PhD thesis evaluated, different universities, Bhartiyar University, Pondicherry University, Annamala University, Mother Teresa University, Periyar University, Thiruvalluvar, like this all. And in North also, some Punjab University and Kurukshetra, like this, there are some universities. And the more I read, the more I go through these theses, I realize I need to learn more. My knowledge is getting limited, the more I study. So I come to the conclusion that, that okay, knowledge is infinite. You have to keep on reading, keep on acquiring knowledge and disseminating knowledge. You're all professors. You know very well, that teacher's job doesn't end after completion of PhD. It continues forever till the last day. Now, and today, banking, right? The topic is banking and digitalization of banking. And I'm not very much expert in that banking area, though I may have some 1 or 3 or 4 research papers connected to online banking and so on. But still, my knowledge is very limited. And in this brief presentation, I think in the sessions, he had got so many topics listed out, to talk about various components of digitalization, various problems associated with it, and convenience, and then what are the things, both pros and cons, you must be talking about during the presentations, in various sessions. I'm just going to give a brief touch upon this, I have only 6 slides. As Rajesh was asking, sir, you have only 6 slides? Yes, I have six slides, but each slide I will take 1 hour. I said, no, it can't be. I'm just joking. Just 10, 15 minutes. Can I share my screen? I'm going to share the screen. Let me see. Oh. Model. I just know, 1 second. I'm going to see where the screen is. Yeah, here, yes. So can you see the screen, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Give me feedback, digitalization in Indian banks. This is the topic I think I'm such a Paraito. My name is, I teach in University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth, and I've been here for several years. And let me talk a few things about this topic, just prepared. Okay. And first of all, if you talk about banking 20 years back or 10 years back, it was totally different than what it is now. And there are more than 150 million users in India that have online banking. There is some difference between online banking and digitalization. We'll talk about this. And the benefits, purely the why we are going for digitalization is because of benefits. First, convenience, 24/7 service. You can transfer money, you can do anything, you can online transactions, dealings, paying credit card bills or anything. You can do any at any point of time. That's what 24/7. And paperless, most importantly. Paperless transactions, right? And digital payments. It reduces risk of counterfeit currency. So if you take the physical currency, there is a chance that you may have some counterfeit. But here, that possibility is not there. Of course, there are some potential problems. We'll touch upon those later. So online bank statements. You know what? I remember sometime back in 1974 to 1979, I worked in Bank of India as a part-time passbook writer. I was a student in those days. And I used to write the passbooks. The account holders are there, they maintain passbooks, and we have to see, I have to make entry into the passbooks and so on. Now that kind of system is not existing. It's not necessary. You can download statements immediately. and so on. So the things have changed. Technology has brought paradigmatic change in the behavior. Consumer behavior, you can take online shopping, right, and so on. The way in which the things are getting done, totally different. At the click of the mouse, you can have everything. If I want something, I can just go to Amazon and click, I need this, it will come to the doorstep. So the same technology, if you see in the marketing, folks, you take a technology acceptance model, TAM model. TAM is the base of, how you accept the technology, so on. Now, the mobile banking has the advantage, bill payments, cash withdrawals, everything you can do. And finance, if you have so much money, you want to have some investment, then you can also directly invest into the different stocks and so on. You don't have to go to the trading center. You can, right at home, you can do all this, right? So many opportunities you can have. And you can manage checks and monitor the transactions. So this is just a brief, outline of what we really do, why there's so much increase in the clientele, and why digitalization, what is necessary. Because now we are in a customer-centric world. So customer is the kingpin of the whole business, whole business chariot, right? Creating an exceptional customer experience. This is what every customer wants. If I go to bank, if I go to ICICI Bank, if I'm not happy with that, I go to some other bank, Axis Bank. I remember some time back, it was a Standard Chartered Bank in New Delhi. One customer came and he went to the manager. He said, I need a parking space for my car. And he said, no, sir, we cannot give. Okay, then I'm taking my account back. He has $50,000 deposited, And manager came, no, sir, we are going to give you. We don't want to lose the customer. Customer is the king here. He is on the top of the triangle, inverted triangle. Normally we think, CEO is the top management team follows and employees in the beginning. No, it's not that. Customer is on the top of the pyramid. So what all customers want, we have to provide. And creating exceptional service. And banks must leverage new technologies and provide whatever banking services are available. It is their duty, okay? And so many basic services, you can have consumer lending, commercial lending, retail banking, and fintech and so on. I remember this I think about 7-8 years back when I went to IDBI. They asked me, do you have an account? I said, I don't have. Sir, you just, why don't you take a loan, housing loan we are going to give you? I didn't even apply. I didn't have any idea of buying a house in Hyderabad. They said, sir, we're going to give you a loan. Immediately come. Within 2 days, they sanctioned the loan. I just bought a house. So convenient, The things are totally different. And you can have investments made and so on. So let us see. Digital versus online banking, there's some difference. There is a misconception that people use these terms equally in a confusing way. And actually, online banking is one subset of digitalization. So digitalization is a very big concept, and online banking only a small part of that. So it is concerned with only day-to-day activities, transactions, checking balances, transfer money, funds, and so on, making payments, bills, and so on. Whereas the digitalization means it is concerned with the digitalizing everything, all the transactions. You don't have to have a bank. Almost a bank is there in your laptop. That is digitalization. And you don't have to go to the bank and so on. You can have everything in your smartphone or laptop. But one thing for caution, this is where the banks have to be very careful. They have to provide walls, safety walls, firewalls we call those, That's why they say OTP, we send you OTP, enter the number. Within 5 minutes, if you don't send, that will be canceled. Because this is the protection. Because at the same time, the technology is being misused by some people, cyber thieves, cyber crimes. There is one company, there is a joke is that one company, they wanted to hire a person, hacking inspector position. So one person came for interview. They said, what is your qualification? He said, sir, I hacked your computer. I sent email to myself as if you sent me. So then what more you want? I am the qualified person to check the hacking. So he hacked the email system of the manager, sent me email to himself as if that day is interview day. So at the same time, technology being misused by some people, there are so many hackers. Cyber security is very important. Cyber crimes are rampant. That's why, whenever you get any unknown number, don't take, because the moment you press yes and so on, all your information is being transmitted. The credit card fraud, digital fraud, all these things, their cyber crimes are rampant. They work, they work 24 hours how to cheat, how to become rich quickly and so on. So digitalization includes providing secure transactions to the customers. And cyber crime is one of the most researched areas is cyber crime. So the fraud and hackers are around that, and cyber security is one very important thing. And they say, change your passwords frequently. If you get the same password all the time, it's a problem. Once, I think about 6 months back, from my credit card account, I know I don't use credit card that frequently, I use debit card. In the credit card account, one person has drawn money, $200 one day, $300 another day, $400 another day. Bank sent message to me. Then I said, then they said, you don't use the cards for drawing the money. So we suspected. Then I went to the bank. I told. Then immediately they caught hold of the person. He was in California. He drew the money and the bank remitted my money back. Though it's secured. I don't know how these people get the information from somewhere, some Facebook. I know that's why we have to be very careful in maintaining LinkedIn, Facebook, and all these. We have to be very careful. If you if you link something to there, there are so many people watching your actions and so on. So the cyber crime to be avoided. So banks have to take enough care. I think in one of the sessions, some papers may be there concerning this. Now, so I don't want to continue taking your time. I just created a platform for discussions. And there are so many experts in the area. We're going to have their presentations. And I realize the more I speak now, the more I reveal my ignorance. I don't have much to say about this. So I wish good luck. I said I won't take more than 10-15 minutes, as you have been noticing, that some hoarseness in the throat and so on. So any questions I would like to answer. If you have any questions, we can continue discussion sessions and so on. Otherwise, you can say that I wish good luck to the conference. I'm happy that, you invited me to have some brief talk about this. And I'm grateful to Professor Ravi Kumar and the organizing teams and the principal. Last time I met the principal too when I came there. And also Dr. Rajesh and many other colleagues and all these. And I've been working on research papers like with Professor Ravi Kumar and his PhD student. We have one paper coming soon, maybe another 1 month or so. It's going to be there coming in Taylor and Francis Journal, I think. And I work with so many professors and research scholars, from India, writing research papers and so on. So with my limited knowledge about banking and especially online banking and so on, I just leave the platform to you to ask any questions. And thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. Right? Any questions? I'll stop my share. Yes, sir. I can see, yes.
Sir, is it audible, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sir, can you brief us about blockchain technology in cybersecurity, sir?
That is recently it is coming into picture, blockchain technology. That is, they create nested kind of a fireworks, the nested kind of blocking system, that just like web. In a web, what is happening? You click on that, you take one site, you click another site like that. Similarly, blockchain also, it's kind of so many things. It's like a complex web of things, chain of actions, blockchain, say, and it's the latest technology. And there also, one has to be very careful in maintaining the balance. I don't have much knowledge about that, just only brief idea about that. I'm not expert in that area.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. You ask me in strategy, you ask me in OB and human resource management and other things, and I can, if you ask me about vertebrates, invertebrates, zoology, chemistry. And if I recall last time, when the students answered the questions, I used to give $1 bill. Remember, sir, Professor Ravi Kumar? I used to give $1 bill. Isn't it so? Last time when I came last time, and when I asked questions to students, students, when they ask, okay, this is a $1 bill for you as a token. I think you must have forgotten. Yeah. Yes. Yes, sir.
Sir, one more question.
Yeah.
Organization well, as a teacher, in which area we have to improve or concentrate for teaching, not in digitalization in banking or other things. Where we have to improve for the teaching methodology and all other areas.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a very good question. The teaching is, let me tell you one small instance. Once a person, a teacher, was walking on the road and he met one old student. He recognized the student. Student said, sir, yes, I was a student 20 years back, sir. Okay, that's fine. And the professor took that student to his house. And the professor said, okay, I'm going to prepare coffee for you. So he went to the kitchen to prepare coffee. Student, what he did, he was looking here and there on the living room. He found a question paper. He saw the question paper. Same questions. When the professor asked the same questions 20 years back. And he said, when the professor came, sir, same questions you asked me 20 years back. You don't even change the questions. You don't update yourself. What is it happening? Every time you ask same questions. He said, my friend, questions were same, but answers are different today. Answers which are correct 20 years back, they are not correct anymore now. Answers change, questions remain same. What, why, how, when, where, same questions. But when the context is different, okay, we have to see, in the teaching especially, we have to update ourselves in the field. Whatever latest is there, for example, organizational behavior. There's a positive organizational behavior. Positive psychological capital, which was not there before. It came in 2002. Fred Luthans has introduced the term psychological capital. So unless I keep track of what is happening, the research and latest terms, then I cannot do justice in the classroom. I cannot go on teaching same old Maslow's theory of motivation, Hertzberg two-factor theory. No, you have to go. We have to come to the brilliant theories of leadership, let us say, transactional leadership, transformational leadership, charismatic leadership, okay, dyadic models, and so on. We cannot just bury ourselves in history. So this is one difference I notice in United States and other countries like India. What happens is in India, we have a fixed syllabus. That's it. We don't go beyond that. Here, it is not so like that. As a change of learning styles and teaching styles. Here, we keep abreast of the latest. Yesterday was history. What is going on today? You have to take into account. So teachers, what do we need to do? Any subject you take. So what is happening up to date? And then you have update yourself and then try to educate others, educate students. Students also will get interest. If you just teach anything, whatever is in the textbook, it's not, they can read. They can read the book, they can go to library, they can go to Google. You have to provide something which they cannot find in Google. When I give question paper to students, I tell them, you don't find answers in Google, man. If you don't Google, you don't find answers. It's something different, something new. You have to think about it. And so teachers, of course, you're all experienced teachers and so on. I completed around 42 years of teaching. And what I realized is every day when the day starts, it's like a new day. We have to learn something. Every day we need to learn something. And then we can educate others. We can disseminate information. If you don't expand of knowledge, what happens? You are with a limited knowledge, you just go there and discuss whatever. It will not motivate the students. You have to be a role model. You have to motivate them to do work. A simple example I give you here. In physics department, one student came from India doing masters. Then he went to the physics teacher. Sir, this is a simple doubt I got. Can you clarify? You know what professor told? My friend, this itself is your assignment number 1. Go, find out the answer. Come out with the answer within 1 week. Now, why he said is a small, simple question. No, you come to me with the standard questions, difficult questions, easy questions. If you come and ask me, I don't provide. You have to do yourself. So, these days students are very intelligent. They are very smart. They don't want to work hard. They want to get full points. That's not the way. You have to tell them, what is the purpose of coming to the college? Education. It's learning. It's not getting good grades, not getting 90%, 95%. No, that is not the objective. Objective is to learn. When you learn, automatically grades will follow. You don't come for getting 95%. If you get 95%, if you don't learn anything, what is use? So teaching, learning environment has to be created by a teacher. The student has to be motivated by the teacher. Then this is a very good teacher. I don't know how to miss him. Like this, that's what. So in the teaching, as you said, we have to update ourselves. Won't see research papers in that same area, though it's not prescribed. Keep abreast of everything and then go when you go for teaching. This is what I would like to say. Any questions?
Yes. Good morning, sir. Is digitalization in India in par with the digitalization around the globe, sir?
It is the same thing, but here in India, network sometimes slows down. Okay, the network problem is there in India. So we don't have enough infrastructure. Okay, that's one big drawback in our developing country. Here, we have our 24/7 networking. We don't get the power off, even power cut is not there. There, everything is depending on the network apparatus. Administrative apparatus is lacking, okay, and infrastructure is lacking. Otherwise, system is same thing, right? Same system, what is working here also should work there. But because of the lack of adequate infrastructure, there are some problems. For example, online teaching. So last year when this COVID impacted, here, very next day we went to the online teaching. Next day, we don't have to spend time. Everything is available here because we have hybrid courses. Some courses we teach online, we got Zoom, everything ready. Okay, and then from next day immediately we shifted to online teaching. And even now, for example, how much time it took for us to convert to the online teaching in India? Lack of networks, right? You see, it's not that only universities should have networks, even students should have, right? So that is one problem. Otherwise, working is same. The system is same, working is same, technology is same, only the maintenance is different. So that is the only problem there in India. So if the moment you have lack of power supply, and during summer, especially if you see that, there is a load shedding, the power cut. They give power only 3 hours or 4 hours. When I was there in Delhi, only and they take off the power and all the rest of the time and so on. Because everything is depending on the electricity, depending on the power.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay. Could you understand my voice? Is it okay? Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I was afraid, because it's not the normal tone, in a different tone because the hoarseness is there.
So here it is very clear.
Oh, this is very lucky. Okay. Any questions? I think Rajesh has some questions. Rajesh, if you don't answer, if you don't have any question, I'm going to start again. Repeat. So once one person, he sings one song on the stage, he said once more. He's against once more, 10 times. He said, how many times I have to sing? He said, as long as you don't sing perfectly. Till Karthikeyan. What happened? It went off.
Sir, good morning, sir. I have a question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, digital transformation in India is a challenging one. And what is your, to rural customers, what is your opinion about it, sir?
Yeah, there is actually a digital divide, if you have heard the term. Digital divide is one, you have got two different sets of people. Some people who have technology, who have the cell phones, smartphones. Another section, there are section which they don't have, and how to cater to their needs of, ruralization. We have, actually these days, the smartphone is so rampant, it's available in every nook and corner of the India. Only thing is whether we are going to make proper utilization of this or not. Okay, you can have transformation in rural areas also. It's not impossible. There are rural banks there, and everybody is fully aware of this. And earlier situation was different, and people even they don't know how to write, the check and so on, and they have to come to the bank, ask somebody, please, can you please fill out and all this. But these days it's not so there. We underestimate rural people. They're also more educated. They also know. They also become aware of all these things. Sometimes they know more than what we know in the cities. So it's only implementation problem, that's all. Structure, the banks, first online banking started by ICICI Bank sometime in 1996 or somewhere, right? So then other banks, Bank of America and other banks, foreign banks, Citibank, I think, started and so on. It took some time for the Indian banking system to accept the technology. One is that we have to accept technology, then act upon it also. And this is a very good idea. I think digitalization has a limit about the boundaries or limit and so on. You can expand it to the rural areas. It is already there, I think. You can go to rural bank if you visit in a rural area, small bank. See, you can talk to any villager, let's say at random, ask him. He will carry a cell phone. Period. Because they know about it. And the moment you have the equipment, one thing is give connection to this. What they really lack is the net service. Internet service is very, very poor. When I call somebody in, let us say India, sir, I'm in a remote village, there's a poor connection. So that has to be fixed first. That is the whole problem. You have to give 24/7 connection you give. There's no difference between US and India or UK and India. That is the only problem. We don't have internet connectivity. And there are so many companies coming and fighting and so on, but still connectivity is very low. If I'm wrong, please correct me. This also when I visit India during summer, I face so many problems. So many, after 24 hours, only 10 hours I can have. If I start working, suddenly it goes off and so on. One single server going to catch about 20, it's very tough. Here in my own house, we have got 5 computers, 1 computer, 2 cell phones, and 1 desktop, and 2 other laptops. We got 24/7 connection. There is no problem at all to work using the net. So digitalization in rural areas, very good. Everything is good, provided you, that is the first thing we need to attack, infrastructure. There is plenty of money. Money is not going in the right direction. I remember some time back, there is some canal they are putting, drying the canal and then tubes there. And when the minister came for inauguration, he said only about 20 miles zone, only 10 miles only the pipes were covered. What happened? He asked. Sir, there's a leakage in the pipes. Leakage in the pipes? No, sir, leakage in the money. The money what you sanctioned, only 50% of the money we got. So we considered only 50%. That's why 50% is not there because money has been swallowed. So the whole problem is that you have to see the root cause of the problem. The moment you have 24/7 infrastructure, net connectivity, absolutely that will clear many of the problems. If I am wrong, correct me.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
So basically, we are agriculture-based country, India. How this will affect? What is the future of primary industries due to this digitalization, sir? As you are about biology and chemistry, I would like to ask.
No. So you see, 70% of the people live in agriculture, no doubt, farming. Digitalization is also very good there too. You can find out through this, what are the good pesticides available, what are the things available, irrigation techniques, and so on. You can make. And secondly, the question is that how does it affect the small scale industries, right? It will help. It's not competition. It's not a zero-sum game. The zero-sum game means if one sector gains, another sector has to lose. Here it is a win-win situation. All the sectors will gain. So I don't see any negative impact of digitalization on the small-scale industries. No, I don't think so.
On base of environmental, when we install all these things for the net connectivity and all this, environmental basis.
Yeah, the triple bottom line, people, profits, and planet. That is called triple bottom line. So it will affect the environment. You see, when you have, I think recently one movie also came, right?
Even birds are affected getting.
Yeah, the Rajinikanth's movie, right? So that's there, but it will definitely, it won't damage that much as we think. If only overusing it, maybe. If you correctly use it, I don't think it will be a problem. Definitely environmental problem will be there if you construct a factory trying to have some emissions which are harmful and so on. Right now, if you see, forget about the technology. Right now, what is environmental damage we have in India? Why so many factories have been constructed there? So, sometime back in 1993, if you recall, Union Carbide, Bhopal gas tragedy, when the gas tragedy happened in Union Carbide, they set up the factory. When they set up the factory, there was no city put there. Far away from the Bhopal main center to the 40 miles away. Gradually, the people came together and they constructed houses around that for sake of convenience. That created a problem, right? Then there was an episode of the gas tragedy happened. So many thousands of people died. So digitalization, when we look at the environmental damage, there are so many other things that are happening that are damaging the environment. So we don't take care of that. And we want to stop the innovation with the pretext that it may create problems to the environment. So we have to check all the points, not only just one point. And we also say, you see the benefits it is going to give. Every system, everything has a positive side, negatives. For example, cyber security problem is there. Misuse of technology. I remember I was talking to Rajesh one day that how the system is that, it's only a joke, don't take serious. Once a person met his friend after 20 years of time. His friend, I said, okay, sir, tell me. His friend said, sir, I got 4 sons. My first son is MBA. He was trying for a job, he did not get a job. My second son has done C chartered accountancy, he did not get a job. My third one has completed engineering, he did not get a job. My fourth son is a thief. He's stealing money and stealing other things. Then he's a thief. Why don't you catch him to the police? He said, sir, he's the only earning member in my family. He's the only earning member in my family. Why should I catch him? So things have started like that, whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Whether you're getting money or not, that matters. That is the wrong attitude, So we have to see there's cyber security. People are very intelligent. How to hack it, how to do it, how to inject some virus into this. These are all negative things. Some people work in that direction. They damage system, they damage everything. But we have to control that and take only positive side of the coin. Obviously the positive side, try to avoid negative side and then proceed further. There will be definitely development. And there should be support from the government, support from the politicians, support from everybody. Then I don't see any problem. Small and cottage industries, they can do very well with the technology support. It will help on it, it doesn't harm. As long as you use it productively and profitably.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Did I answer the questions? No.
Good evening, sir. I'm Keertana from Computer Science Department. So this digitalization is happening, but the majority of people in India are like illiterate and underprivileged. Numbers is greater, but on this digitalization aim to serve these people also who are underprivileged and illiterate. So who should take and what sort of initiatives or steps should be taken to make them aware about the cyber threat related issues or aware about the digitalization concepts, sir?
Yeah, this is a very good question. Wonderful question. What government can do is that charity begins at home. What you can do, for example, you study students in the college, right? During summer break, you have your own village, right? You're from village. Your fathers are forefathers, right? You take 10 students during summer break, go to the village, educate them. If everyone does this, your illiteracy about the digitalization will go away within just 1 month. Only thing we have to put the effort in the right direction. So if all the colleges, all the students take the initiative of educating the people in the rural areas about this, how much time it will take to solve? It doesn't take much time, isn't it so? So initiative should be there from your side. So, okay, if you start, for example, you start tomorrow, in the month of May or June when you're vacation, I'm going to my village, come 10 students with me. We'll meet all the villagers, we'll educate them. You start, your friend also will start, other student also will start, right? All the villagers will, so you're spreading the good message to other people and this problem will not be there. Am I right or wrong? People will be happy. Villagers also will be happy, right? You are saying for their benefits, this is the advantage. Yes, please do this. You don't have to go to the bank and so on. You do, this is for your benefit. So nobody is going to cheat you. You do all these things. It doesn't take much time to educate. So only effort is needed, that's all. But what we do is when the vacation comes, let me go and enjoy myself like this. Everybody has the attitude, right? This kind of attitude. Spend some time, invest some of the time to serve the public. It comes under service. And it does good service to society also and for your benefit also. You also get intrinsic satisfaction. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir, exactly, sir.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Any difficult questions, sir? Any difficult question will be answered by Professor Ravi Kumar. All easy questions I will answer. Yes, sir, I think. Any other questions? I'm talking in general. I'm not going to. Next time when I come there, sir, we'll have a research session. Research session means talking about research and how to write research papers and all these things we'll talk about. Yes, sir. Sir.
So before formal thanking you,
Yeah.
so in our department, we have the research forum. So just now you told about the same thing, what I expect from you. So definitely we will get back you soon to impress the budding research scholars,
Yeah.
to get the technical tips regarding the publication, very particularly publication. So on this time, I thank you, sir, for my publication in the journal. So
Terran Francis, yeah.
as well as I am expecting you soon in July in presence here.
Yeah. Yeah, so because of Corona, I know if the Corona is over, then definitely will come, sir. Because during this time of, when still things are not as normal as they were before, right? It's very difficult to venture into that. We'll have, we'll have some session like this, research session, and then we'll talk about research publications. Avoid these paid publications, clone journals. Avoid them. Just go for Emerald, Elsevier, Terran Francis, Springer, Wiley, Sage. These are journals you should look into. Not the local journal. They say double blind review within 2 days. It's not possible. We get one paper published, it takes 9 months or 10 months, 1 year sometimes. So we'll focus on the research session, how to write research papers, how to drive research models, and how to write hypotheses, syntax citations, references, where to start, where to end, everything will go through, definitely.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insights on digital banking. We are very gratified for having you virtually joining us for this conference in spite of the differences in the timeline. Once again, on behalf of Department of Commerce, we thank you wholeheartedly.
Thank you very much. So as I mentioned, I'm not expert in this area. I just try to talk in general, try to motivate students, other people, in this area. And in technical sessions, you learn more about this. You got in-depth sessions going on in this area, and then I wish the conference a success.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And convey my regards to the principal and organizing committee. My special thanks to everybody.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir.
Then, the Rajesh and other people, please my thanks and welcome. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Next, we'll move on to the technical session, which will be carried forward in the AC Seminar Hall. I request all the faculty to be present at the Seminar Hall.